All righty. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We're back again. I got my partner in crime, Michelle, and we're just here to share some tips with everybody on how they can be disruptive in their business. Some things that we're working on, things that have helped us, or that we even observe from other people that we feel that somebody should share and utilize. So I'm gonna let the ladies go first because I always let my good friend go first because she's awesome and she kicks it off real well. So I'm going to pass it to my good friend Michelle and let her share some golden nuggets. So I hope you have your pen and paper ready because she's going to drop some golden nuggets for you today.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. So we got some new names and faces on this morning, people we haven't had with us before. So welcome. We're glad to have you. And for those who haven't been able to make it because of schedules who are here today, we're also super glad to have you. And I want to talk today about a phrase, an expression that we sometimes hear. You hear it in a lot of different arenas, and I hear it a lot in this industry, especially. And for me, it has never sat very well. I don't like the term, the expression, because it feels insincere to me. It feels inauthentic. And that expression is fake it till you make it. Have you ever heard that? Does it feel weird to you? Like, I hate that expression. I don't use that word very often, but I really, really do not like that expression because to me, when we're faking it, we're pretending to be something that we're not, right? We're pretending to be more competent or more skilled than we are. Morning, Jane. And that whole philosophy of fake it till you make it. I understand the thought behind it that is essentially saying don't let inexperience stop you from pursuing something new and from getting out there and going through the motions and developing the skill set for something. But I would like to encourage us, rather than fake it till you make it, can we say let's face it until we make it? Have faith in the process until you make it. Because when we get started in something new, there's always going to be a sense of insecurity, a sense of lacking confidence, because it's foreign to us. It's not something that we're accustomed to. If we're in a profession that we've been in for any period of time, I would say that you did not start out day one in that profession feeling confident in your skill set. We had to go through training. We had to make mistakes along the way. Even when we've gone through education and training for something, there's still something that, experience. There's no substitute for experience. And you have to go through the process to acquire that skill set and that experience, because there's nothing that will replace that, of the actual day-to-day going through the steps, the motions of that process. And so as we do that, there's a tendency at just our human nature to avoid things that are uncomfortable. We don't, well, I'm not going to do that because I'm not good at it. I'm not going to do that because it's hard, because it's uncomfortable. Well, we grow through that discomfort. And if we will just simply face the process, just face it, show up, be willing to suck at something new, because nobody starts at the top. Nobody starts as a competent, qualified, effective professional in any arena. We have to be willing to go through that growth process and to say, all right, this is not very comfortable. I don't really like this at the moment, but I'm going to continue to show up. And when we do that, as we bring new brand partners into our business and into our family, if we ascribe to the philosophy that you just fake it till you make it, people are going to come in and go, are these people fake? Are they inauthentic? Like, I don't want to be part of an organization, of a community that's full of people who are frauds, who just put on a mask that says, I'm just going to fake it until I get good at it, until I have success here. I'm just going to pretend. I don't want to be part of a community of pretenders. I want to be part of a community of people who say, we're going to show up together. We're going to learn this together. We're going to do it. We're going to apply ourselves. We're going to go through the challenges together, and we're going to learn and grow through the process. And as we do that, that's how we make it. That's how we become stronger. That's how we become better. And if we will do that as a group, as a company, collectively, in our individual teams, and say, I don't want you to fake it until you make it. I just want you to show up. I want you to come from wherever you're at. And we start there. We start learning. We start facing the process and know that that's when we grow. Because a new person coming in might look at our skill set as somebody who's been here a while and say, I can't do that. And we don't want them to think, I can't do that. I have to be as good as you are at it before I start. Because how intimidating is that? How many people might be great at this, but they have a sense of, I have to be fake and pretend to be something I'm not, or to have a skill set I don't have in order to be successful here. We don't want to create that culture and that community. What we want is to say, come from wherever you're at. We will help you. We will teach you what you need to know. And then you just do it. Nobody's perfect at it. Even the people who are extremely successful, by most standards, they still have conversations that don't go well. They still have people tell them no. But we just need to be authentic in the way that we show up and say, you don't have to have it all together. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all of the right words. Just love on people. Just be real and show up and say, you're welcome no matter where you're coming from, no matter where you're starting at. Because you have to start somewhere to grow, to build a skill set. You have to make the first phone call before you can make the 500th phone call, right? You have to have a meeting for one person or two people before you can have a meeting with 50 people in a room. We have to just start by showing up, by being real in where we're at. And as we do that, I want to ask you a question. How do you view challenges? There's two ways that we can view a challenge. We can view them as obstacles, or we can view them as opportunities. And every challenge gives us that choice. Am I going to view this as an obstacle that's in my way? It's blocking me. It's telling me I can't do something. It's giving me a hardship. It's keeping me from what I want. That's certainly one way to look at it, and a lot of people do. But we have a choice in taking that challenge, that difficult situation, and looking at it and going, okay, this isn't optimal, perhaps. How can I learn from it? How can I grow from it? So we can choose to see a challenge as an obstacle that gets in our way, or as an opportunity to practice creative problem solving, as an opportunity to learn to grow, to perhaps find a different way around. And when we have a challenge that faces us, and we choose to view it in that light, to see it as an opportunity to grow, then we're going to learn new things. And sometimes when we face a challenge, that challenge is given to us to overcome so that we can help somebody else down the road to overcome that same challenge or a similar challenge. And sometimes our journey doesn't go quickly. It's a lot of times it's, we'll have an upward trajectory and then we drop or we plateau, right? It's not always just like a straight upward curve as we're growing. And I have been in a little bit of a season of a plateau where it's just frustrating, you're not growing and it's not going as fast as I want. But I can look at that and I can decide to quit. I can decide to throw a fit about it, or I can get to work and say, okay, this isn't going as quickly as I want. What can I do to change it? And sometimes it's in the plateaus, it's in the valleys, it's in the continuing to move forward in spite of things not going as quickly as we want, where we build our story. And all of our stories have value, because if every story that you heard was, I went from bankrupt to a millionaire in 6 months, how many people are going to identify with that and be able to get started and believe it's okay if it doesn't happen, like a shot out of the gate, if it's not a rocket ship, if it grows more slowly over time? One, that's going to build a more stable organization, that growth over time. And two, it's going to give encouragement to people who say, but what if I don't have all that time to build? What if I have to do it really super part-time? Or what if I'm in a plateau that's been a plateau for a while? Our story gives hope to others. Whatever your story looks like, it doesn't matter what the story is. What matters is how you view those challenges and those plateaus and the challenging seasons. Are we choosing to grow from it? To look at those obstacles and say, nope, I'm not going to see an obstacle in front of me. I'm going to look at a way, hey, guess what? I can learn to climb. I can create a different way around. I can come up with a new strategy, a new organizational building tool. We have the choice, obstacle or opportunity, when challenges come to us. And as long as we keep moving forward and see that as an opportunity to grow and learn new things, and we continue to show up and we welcome people where they're at, our teams will grow. And whether you're a rocket ship that goes super fast, or you're a turtle that just little by little we grow and we build, it's going to give hope to other people, because everyone we encounter is going to find themselves somewhere on that spectrum, right? Some are going to be super fast and some will build slow and steady. And it's just as important for the slow and steady people to look at it and go, oh, that's okay. I can still do it. It's okay if I build slow, because other people build slow and they're still here and they're still doing it. And they're more successful than I am. And I can see that it can be done that way too. So as we build our businesses, just remember that every story counts. It matters, it's important, and it will be relevant to somebody whose path you cross. And if your story isn't connecting with someone, use somebody else's. But it comes down to choice and how do we show up? And so, Ann, I'm going to give it to you because you're going to wrap us up with attitude, and it's so important. So tell us, what's on your mind?
Guys, that was powerful right there, and it ties right into where I'm going to go to. But first, I got a question for you. My question is, what kind of attitude did you bring to this training? What kind of attitude do you bring to your one-on-ones? What kind of attitude do you bring when you go and helping somebody sitting down for a tour? What kind of attitude do you have when you're doing a three-way call? What kind of attitude do you have when you're going to the gym? See, all of that matters. See, that was something I learned when I was a kid. if I had the attitude of I was afraid of somebody that was on the opposite side where I was playing football, or if I had the attitude that, oh, that person's way better than me at basketball, if I had that type of attitude, I was in trouble that game. I always had a bad game. I always had a bad race. It always came down to that. And see, that same thing transitions to you even when we're grown. See, a lot of us don't have good attitudes because of past experiences. I watch so many people say, I don't want to be married. I don't want to have a relationship. I don't want to do this. Why? Because of a bad relationship they had maybe when they was 12 years old. They had a bad breakup in college. They had a divorce. And so now everything has changed. Oh, I had this experience. I tried Mary Kay a long time ago, and not to just name companies. It's just the first one that came to my mind. Think of some of the older ones, but I tried that company. Those things don't work. Oh, I tried it that way. It didn't work. See, attitude, all bad attitudes always come from past experiences. See, but for me, I just turn it around. So instead of having a bad attitude, like Michelle said, I use everything that has been a bad experience that most people look at as a bad experience as a learning experience. Nothing that happens in my life, I either, something great happens out of it or I learn from it. Nothing bad happens in my mind. I just learn from it. That's just the bottom line. I always learn from whatever I had. See, it's up to you to monitor your own attitude. Not Melissa can't monitor my attitude, and I can't monitor Melissa's, and Michelle can't monitor James, and James can't monitor Muthani's, and so on and so. No, everybody monitors their own attitude. You have to be willing to look in the mirror and say, you know what, my attitude sucks. I complain about everything. You get on. It's a call for you to come and learn how to grow, but your attitude just getting on is like, oh man, here goes another one. Oh, what they're gonna talk about today. See, those are the type of things that you got to get better at. You got to understand, like, you know what? I'm doing this so I can better my family's life. I'm doing this so I can pay that college tuition. I'm doing this so my grandkids never have to worry about money. I'm doing this because I want this for me and my family, whatever it may be. See, your attitude is what's going to push you. Your attitude is what's going to catapult you to that next level. See, I didn't get like this because I had a bad attitude. No, at 21 years old, I had an attitude. I didn't care what my friends thought about me, but I was going to make this happen. And everybody who doubted me, I was going to make sure that I also got this thing, when somebody doubts me, I always make sure that they pay the price. I always come back and say, hey, you remember that thing you told me wouldn't work? Well, guess what? I'm doing pretty well. I got friends now. It's like, oh, you're still doing it. I'm like, yeah, you should have joined me, but it's not too late to come right now. Some of the first people I ever talked to, but I had an attitude. And see, that is the attitude you got to have. And I got that from sports. My attitude was, I didn't care who I was guarding in basketball, I can guard them. I didn't care if they were top in the country. I was going to make sure that I played the best defense on them. I was going to make that game a living hell. I was going to make sure that they remembered me on the opposite end. But see, that's my attitude. But I got the same attitude in this business. I don't care how many people tell me no. I don't care how many people doubt our products. I don't care how many people say this thing doesn't work. Those things don't work. You're selling. I don't care whatever excuse that they have. My attitude is, we have the best company. We have the best compensation plan. We have the best products. We have the best leadership. We are the best. Now it's just up to us to get it out there. And it's all a choice. Your choice of your attitude is all up to you. You can have that choice of that inner dialogue of self-encouragement and self-motivation, or you can have a choice of, self-defeat, self-pity, all the things. See, that's all you. There's nothing I can get on here every day, every week, and just talk about how to, and try to motivate you. But it's all, you got to look at one point in time, you got to say, you know what, enough is enough. He's doing his job. Why ain't I doing my job? See, we can bend over backwards, but I can honestly always tell who's going to have success in this industry by the way they talk, their attitude towards things. Oh, If they complain about everything, it's going to be very hard for you to have success, because your attitude already out the gate is you're complaining about everything. You find fault in every single thing. Or why they didn't do it like this, or why they didn't do it like this. Instead of just taking what we already have, they've done the research and you just figure out a way to utilize that tool. Now, is everything going to be perfect? Absolutely not. But your inner voice is very key, you guys. Your inner voice. So the next time your inner voice tries to tell you, you know what? Why am I doing another call? Why am I making another list? Why am I jumping on another Zoom? You tell your inner voice to shut up and say, shut up. I'm doing this for this person. Have a reason why you're doing it. I know Michelle's doing this for her kids. I know Melissa's doing this for her kids and grandkids. I know Sonia's doing this for her kids. I know Miss Jane is doing this for her kids. See, I know people on here that are doing this more than just what they are. So next time the inner voice tells you, you know what, I'm too tired, you should stop doing this. You know what, it's not working. That's when you need to tell your inner, I tell my inner voice to shut up all the time. Get out of my head. Like, I don't want to listen to you. I'm doing this because this is what I'm doing. I'm getting on this flight because I know I'm going to help somebody. I don't care if it's one person while I'm there. If it's a blessing if I helped one person when I was on there. You know what? Did nobody join last time you was out there? Why are you going again? Shut up. I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to keep doing it until it cracks through. It's just like that rock in the river. The river is going to keep hitting that rock until it breaks. And that's how you got to be. You got to have that attitude, because your attitude will determine your altitude in this business. A lot of people business are doing this or doing this. Why? Because your attitude is doing this. You want your altitude in your business to go up, have a better positive attitude. Wake up and say, you know what? Lord, bless me with somebody I can be a blessing to. And then go out there and make it happen, because it doesn't just work like that. You got to do something. You got to have that attitude. And, one more thing is your mind is like, say I was a computer programmer and everything, but your mind is like a program. Your mind is like a computer. You determine what's going to be programmed in it. You're going to be determining what virus gets in your head that brings you down. See, it's all up to you. See, some people look at death as a bad thing. I look at it as a great thing, because now the people that passed away don't have any more worries. They don't have to deal with nothing. They don't have to deal with government. They don't have to deal with health issues. They don't have to deal with nothing. They get to sit there with God and relax and look over all of us. But it's an attitude. It's your attitude. What attitude do you have towards things? What are you programming your mind? So always remember, what you feed your mind is what's going to start to come out. So jumping on calls like this, jumping on like the Coach's Corner, the Ramses, getting on with not Dr., but with Aaron Decker, all those type of calls feed your mind and help you program your mind. So when the outside world tries to keep coming at you, you know when to hit the gas and say, you know what, right now is the best time. See, because right now is the time you need to have the attitude. With inflation going up everywhere, we all got amazing gas prices. These gas prices are getting outrageous. I share this in my PowerPoint all the time. Melissa see me do it. They pretty much like an arm, a leg, or so. And then sometimes you got to auction off your kids because gas is so high. But see, with inflation going up, this is the time to have the attitude, I need to step on the gas, because there's people out there looking for ways to make extra money. There's more people knocking on the door trying to cut grass nowadays than anything. There's more people out there selling stuff at the grocery store, more people trying to, start their hair businesses and everything on the side because they need more money. And when people need more money, what do? They do anything possible to figure out how to do it. Well, we have an opportunity to help people stay where they're at, stay at their current job, and make extra income. So this is the time to have the attitude that, you know what, I'm going to make this happen. And I got 3 tips I want to leave you off with that's going to help you with your attitude, that helped me. And my number 1 is affirmations. See, I do self-coaching through my affirmations. I read my affirmations all throughout the day. I actually know them like the back of my hand. Like, you know, one of them is, I'm so happy and grateful now I am chairperson too within New Age. That is one that's just stuck in my mind. And it's stuck in my mind. And I say it all the time, you know, but it's different affirmations that I read throughout the day, in the morning, at night, and throughout the day. I just open it up. I put it in my phone just whenever I, like, my attitude starts like, man, I'm tired or something like that. I'm like, you know what? Read those affirmations because that's what you're pushing for. But then number two is your attitude will grow through your visualization. See, what are you looking at? Do you even have a vision board? Do you have what kind of car you want to drive? Do you have what kind of house you want? I know Michelle loves horses. Do you have what kind of ranch you want? Do you have, you know, do you have that dream vacation you want to take? Do you have that college, those different colleges, or you have that check wrote out that you want to write for your kids' college? See, what are you visualizing? Those things right there help you fix that attitude. They help you out in good things. And then number three, the power of wow. And people say, well, what's wow? You know, well, I mean, the power of words, I'm sorry. So the power of your words. So it's really wow. You know, it's pretty much watch our words. So it's the power of your words, but you watching your words. Wow. So always ask yourself, wow, did I really just say that? Wow, did I really just think that? So before you say it, think about it, because the power is in the tongue. So before anything bad, oh, this day sucks. Before you say that, think about it. Watch your words before, because it will suck. If you say that, I don't care if you hit your toe when you first get out of bed. You better watch what you say. And you may think something, but just think about it before you say it, because you want to watch your words, because what you start to say, one, people around you always listen. Matter of fact, you want to know if somebody's always listening, just ask the kid. You got any kids or grandkids around you? Just ask them what you just said. Ask them what you've been saying. What's one thing mommy does? What's one thing Uncle Ed does? And they'll tell you. And they don't have no filter either. So if it's something bad, guess what? They're gonna tell you. You can't get mad at them because you've been saying it. You've been saying it. You've been talking negative to yourself. You've been fussing at everything. See, they're gonna do what you do. And they'll imitate you. It's always amazing how kids can imitate you in ways that you can only imagine. But those are my tips on attitude. And Michelle, I love how you kicked it off. You know, just letting us know that faking it till you make it, it don't even sound right. Fake it till you make it. Faith it till you make it. I like faith it till you make it. I seen Marlene say that. I like that one. But fake it till you make it. Why I need to fake it? You don't need people to know that. That's not the right attitude to have. Now you got a fake it attitude. Like, you know, I'm just going to have a fake it attitude. No, you need to have a positive attitude. One that's going to show up and yes, go out there and be that story of that bankrupt to millionaire. Go out there and live that life. You know, go out there and be that person. You know what? I went from overweight and now I lost 100 pounds. I went from this and I went from that. So you guys, I hope y'all got some value from this. So now I'm going to unmute the line so y'all can tell Michelle how awesome she really is, because she is the reason this call goes on, because she's so awesome. So you guys, thank y'all so much for y'all time. I hope y'all got some value from it.
Couldn't do it without you.